Good morning, everybody. Today is Saturday, July 18th. I'm currently just slightly north of Smithers, British Columbia. A couple of days ago or so, I guess 3 days ago now, I was in the Jasper area. And then from there, I went to Valmont, British Columbia, which is just about 30 miles or so away from Jasper. They have some very good mountain biking there, so I got a ride in. It's actually some trails that I attempted to ride. I think it was back in 2017 when we came through here last. And then spent the night in that area. The next night, I went to Prince George, British Columbia, which is a pretty big town. It's probably the biggest one in this part of British Columbia. And from there, in Prince George, I had a Boondockers Welcome site, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And then from there, it was about 250 miles from there to Smithers, which I drove yesterday, and I'm just a little bit north in a campground, getting ready to head out. Didn't realize I can't leave here till 8 o'clock, so I figured I'd come in and update you folks on what's going on. So first, a little note, Boondockers Welcome and Harvest Host is an organization that you can join. And there's two aspects of it. Boondockers Welcome is just individuals that have property that allow you to stay on the property overnight. And for the most part, it's just what they call boondocking, which is dry camping, no hookups, no facilities. You're self-sufficient, but typically for one night, that's not an issue. Harvest Host is a separate part of that organization, and its facilities such as breweries, farms, wineries, any one of a number of places like that that have space for you to park overnight. But the assumption is you park for free, but then say if you're at a brewery, they expect you to go in and have some beer. They sell food, buy food. If it's a winery, they expect you to purchase some wine. So it works out pretty well. If you do have to pay for something, you're only paying for one aspect of the camp. So in other words, you don't have to pay to camp and then pay to, say, go into town to eat. So it works out pretty well for everybody. And it's helped me a lot so far on this trip. So today I'm going to begin what's called the Cassiar, I believe it's how you say it, Highway. So most people don't know this, but there are actually two roads north out of British Columbia to Alaska. The one that's most popularly known is the Cassiar Highway, which was built during World War II to open up a route between Canada and essentially the lower 48 all the way to Alaska. But there's also a road called the Cassiar Highway, which is a little bit further west, much more remote. And we discovered that back in 2014 when we met some people from the area. This was on our trip to Alaska in 2014. And they lived in Smithers, I believe. And they said, "Oh, you got to go up. You got to look at the Cassiar." And we go, "What's that? We never heard of it." So we started investigating, and we took the Cassiar up, and then the Alcan back. And I think that's what's going to happen on this trip. So my goal today is to probably get maybe a third of the way up or so. It's about 450 miles. It does join the Alcan about. Well, I'm not sure how far, but it's a little bit west of Watson Lake, which is the place of the famous signpost for us. And I won't be going there this time, but I'll be turning west onto the Alcan and continuing on to Whitehorse. So I'll probably spend the night. Let's see, today's Saturday, probably Sunday, well, probably Monday night, probably by the time I get there. And from that point, I'm still 1,100 miles away from Anchorage. So I'm hoping to get some good images over the next couple of 3 days while I'm traveling to Cassiar. Anyway, today is turning out to be a nice day. It's almost 8 o'clock. I'm going to pack up. Well, I'm already packed up. I'm going to head over to the entrance gate and see if I can't get out of here. So we'll catch up with you sometime soon. It's really windy out today. Kind of going through this corridor. So I am in the town of New Hazleton, and I just stopped at the bakery to get some more coffee and I think she said it was a cinnamon bun. Let's see if I can, oh here, let me hold it up. This thing's pretty massive. Wow. May have to take some of that cream off the top. Anyway, this is what I like about this kind of travel. Kind of in the middle of nowhere, and she directed me to Old Hazleton, which is just down the road a little bit, and then there's a South Hazleton. So I'm gonna head down to this area of Old Hazleton. Okay, I'm gonna go down to Old Hazleton. It's pretty amazing that there's such a big community out here. One-lane bridge. We've got a bridge washing coming up. Oh, this is cool. Wow. Never would have known if she hadn't told me about this. So let's see what we got. So this is 2 Mile, which is in between Old and New Hazleton. Seems to be a pretty affluent area. There's even a campground over there. Wish I'd have known that. Go through there. I think that was the area that she was pointing me to. There we go, historic Old Town. Wow, so this totem pole is carved in the late 1800s. Impressive. We've got some salmon carvings. Let's find out what this old paddle wheeler is or was. So just talking with a nice lady here. She said this is the Skeena River, which is, I believe she said, the third biggest in Canada. And it flows and empties into the ocean at Prince Rupert. Says that Hazelton is the oldest surviving pioneer community in northwest BC. It's a home to the first trading post, bank, school, mining office, government agent, newspaper, and hospital. And it's still served by many of these institutions. They even have, looks like I've been able to preserve a number of structures in town as well, and get an idea of what life was like back in the day. These early 1900s, most of these images, 1910, 1901, 1911. Okay, so here it is. It's the SS Hazelton. It was a 90-foot steam-powered stern-wheeler replica, an SS Essington paddle wheel. It's converted to a hotel from 1938 to 1956. Okay. And a lot of these little towns, they love their beautiful flowers. Okay, Hazelton, thanks for a brief respite. Time to move on. Let's see if we can't make our way over to the Cassiar Highway. See you soon. Okay, I'm at the Meziadin Junction, headed to the Cassiar Highway, which is what this is right here. Cross over the Skeena River. And we're on the next part of the journey. Now, here's the kicker. At the very northern end of this road, there's a fire, forest fire, uncontrolled at this point. The Drive BC site does not indicate any road closures at this point. So I've got 724 miles, or excuse me, 724 kilometers to the Alaska Highway Junction. So that could take a minimum of 2 days, maybe 3, depending on how I want to do it. And so anything could change on that fire situation up north. But to turn around and go back the other way, oh God, it's I'd have to turn around and go back through Prince George, so that's I don't know, 300 miles, and then get back on the Alaska Highway over there. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it and play it by ear, see what happens. And there's several places to stop out this way, and if I have to stop and hang out for a day or two, then that's what I'll do. at that point, Jade City is the area where they're issuing the first warning, and that's a long way up. So overall, not too concerned, but there's just a little bit of concern. So we'll just have to see how it goes, and we'll take it from there. So we'll see you down the road. So the one other thing about this road is that any chance you get, you need to stop and top off with fuel. It's rural enough that it's very easy that some of these places could be out of fuel or their power could be down. That's why I got a little bit of cash, Canadian cash, with me. Sometimes the credit card machines go down. Now it's very windy, but it's a beautiful day, so hopefully things will be just fine. There's just waterfalls everywhere in front of me. It's incredible. It's just amazing. And then this next one even more so. View out the side door of Bear Glacier. Okay, just a quick update. Unless I'm told otherwise, this rest stop is going to be my home for the evening. Got kind of a nice view, but it is right on the highway. But I don't anticipate that being an issue later this evening. I'm about 260 kilometers into the Cassiar Highway. Van's doing great, although it's Bug City out here. Just kind of get an idea. Every time I stop, I have to clean the windshield. And the bugs now are starting to come out. It was quite windy earlier, and it's dying down now, so they're really becoming a nuisance. But I've got screens on my doors on the van. So at least at this point, that's preventing them from coming in. So anyway, that's it. That should be all for tonight. We'll catch you first thing in the morning.